Bonjour, je m'appelle Gary YouTube from Cultaholic Wrestling and je fais le Gary YouTubing sur le YouTube. To say it in French, how you doing, Frazier Poitier? He's good.
Oui, good.
Good, yes. Time for some Gary YouTuber now in the form of a tier list. Sam, whoever's editing this, I don't know. Please hit the intro. So just in case you haven't been here before, we're here to do a tier list on the WWE heels as of the 6th of June 2023. If someone's turned face in the meantime of us sitting here and this going live, please don't come at us with pitchforks. We don't own crystal balls. We're going to put these heels, just based on how good they are at the heeliness, into a tier list ranking from the best to lovely, 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 to all right, to just about bearable. And you want to avoid that bin because that means you are a terrible heel and therefore a good person.
Yeah, that's how it would work, right? Yeah, if you're in the bin, you're actually good. So, do you put the... There's too many layers to that one.
It's an onion, this tier list, but we're starting off with Austin Theory, who I do believe, as we just sat here, as I say, in June of 2023, he had a little brief period where I thought, my God, you are the next big thing. But he still is playing the heel for me. He just feels like a wrestler who would be playing a wrestler in a TV show rather than a wrestler who feels like he's naturally an arsehole.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because he actually does seem like he's playing the heel, because I think he has a lot of potential as a natural face, like Cena did, but not as the same heights as that. For me, I think he's all right. There's nothing stand out about him as a heel. There's nothing really crap about him as a heel. He's just there as a heel. He's all right.
He is all right. There's room for improvement. I think John Cena was absolutely right when he said to him, I don't believe a word you say there, son. Then he went out on the ring and said, I don't believe a word you say there, son.
It just didn't do anything. Didn't do anything for him in the ring either.
No, it didn't. But we move on from Theory, who is just about all right, I would say, to Solo SIKOA, who is very much a different sort of heel to Austin Theory. Austin Theory is very braggadocious. Yep. Solo SIKOA just does this.
He's a cool heel, but not in the I'm really cool. He's just, oh, look at him. He's a heel. Oh,
he's a heel.
I think for me, he is in lovely, lovely, lovely. And maybe he's just on the cusp of the best, though, for me.
Oh, that's a big, big compliment from you there, Fraser.
He's doing everything right. Like, he's on the right path to eventually be in that tier, but he's playing second fiddle to Reigns, obviously, and that's part of the storyline. But as a storyline for me right now, he is a lovely, lovely, lovely heel.
It's a weird one to put in such a high position because Solo, as a heel, does little to nothing in terms of, apart from, he wrestles like a dick at some points because he thumbs people in the neck, and that's a horrible thing to do to another human being. But in terms of, like, character work, promos and whatnot, we don't get much outside of.
But it works. It works. But he thumbed his brother in the throat.
He did thumb his brother in the throat.
And that's heel behaviour. And he's been having some fantastic matches. He'll eventually be the best.
He will. I think he is better than Theory as well as a heel. But that's just because Theory's less convincing as a heel than Solo SIKOA is.
Yeah.
We'll move on to BAYLEY. And I think in terms of what we've done so far, she is a step above both Solo SIKOA and Theory as a heel.
Yeah, but she's also very likeable.
She's a detestable dick.
But I like her.
She goes in the crowd's phrase and she rips up bits of paper that honest fans are brought to arenas with the hard work themselves.
She is one of the best.
She is one of the best.
And I think it's fitting that she goes in that tier.
It's classic stuff. It's very much 80s sort of pantomime heel, but in the 21st century, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I get what you mean. It's also very strange that someone who was so likeable as a face and so over as a face has been one of the best heels on the roster, especially in the women's division, who she sort of feels a bit more stand out compared to your Charlotte as a heel, which is just, look how good I am.
How good I am. But BAYLEY, she takes things back to basics, I think, just by laughing at people like the really childish stuff that just gets them the baby face's skin and storyline. It's just entertaining to watch. The laugh.
She's a dick.
Yeah, she is a dick. She's a funny dick.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Damian Priest, who's a different type of dick. He's a more serious, brooding, I'm a goth boy, but you want to, go out with me for a beer, don't you? But I'm also a
really
dick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Charismatic. He's got the charisma.
The Kavorka.
Kavorka.
The Kavorka of a dick.
For me, he's in the lovely, lovely, lovely tier. I think this year has really been his year so far, and his feud with Bad Bunny really highlighted him as a heel. He's just got something that there's just the potential there and I think they've called him a future main event or a potential main eventer, and I think that's very appropriate, especially his match against Seth on Raw. He's a really, really strong heel.
Yeah, whether it be just like he is the total package, and he's got the height, he's got the looks. I feel like Vince McMahon now sitting. He's got the height. But no, when you listen to him talk, he's someone who you want to listen to because what he does say is captivating. I like it when he turns the Judgment Day into like an insurance company, whereas he doesn't do it all the time, but sometimes he was like, and that's when you can call on your local Judgment Day. He would end a promo like that. I was like, yeah, that's what they should be, just like horrible insurance scam merchants.
It's also another thing where the two people that are the top, really, well, the three at the top are likable. Like, I liked Solo in NXT. I thought he was likable also when he was doing his face stuff. Bayley, really likable. Damian Priest, likable. But I'm buying what they're selling.
Yeah.
Austin Theory, we're not buying it as much.
Amen, sister. Look at him there. That analysis. That's analysis.
Yes.
Now we move on to Giovanni Vinci from Imperium. I think I just said Giovanni Vinci, like he's from American Pie. I said Vinci. No, it's Vinci, not Finchi. He's not the Finchmeister.
I want to see him as the Finchmeister.
So we've got Solo SIKOA. Solo, oh my God, I'm on the mare here. Solo SIKOA, who stands there like that. And now we've got Giovanni Vinci, who stands there like that. Yeah, so how do we compare these two people? I think Giovanni Vinci's got to be a bit lower in terms of the heel stake than Solo SIKOA because he wrestles in a very pleasing manner.
Yeah, he's really just entertaining to watch the ring. It makes, and that's the whole thing with, I think, Imperium, for me, is that even though they're heels, they're really likable, and like in the way of, oh, we like their matches. They're going to give us a great match every single time. Vinci, out of the three of them, I think is he the, no, I don't want to say the worst, that's not the right word, but
he's the least heelish. He's the least outwardly heely.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just there to support his friends.
So, for me, he's at the top of all right.
I would say just about bearable as a heel, just because he wrestles in such a babyface style. Like, I know that Imperium, when he's doing the tag team matches with Ludwig Kaiser, they do the tactical offense, you know, cutting the ring in half, all that, you know, ye olde tag team wrestling stuff. But he's jumping off the top rope. He's like a modern day Rey Mysterio.
Okay, yeah, his in-ring style is a bit more facey. Thing is, not related to what we're ranking here and putting the tier, but his iconic NXT character of pointing and...
Now that would be the very best
be the top for you?
Just in case you missed everybody, which I assume you did because nobody watches NXT 2.0 or did watch NXT 2.0. He was a model who would have pictures taken as he was making his way to the ring. He would pose, it was wonderful stuff. Straight from 1990, wonderful, wonderful bollocks.
If in terms of how you're arguing there for his in-ring work, yes, just about bearable, but as part of the Imperium package, I think he's an alright.
Ludwig Kaiser we move on to now. I think he is in lovely, lovely, lovely as a heel for one reason, and one reason only. Have you ever watched him walk down to the ring?
Mm-hmm. It's so good.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Only he could do it.
He's so smarmy.
He's like a peacock, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's the strut and the also the pulling of the jacket. It's so cool, and it's so like just fun to watch, but also like he's a dick.
Yeah, and he's a good-looking dick as well.
Yeah, and his intro...
Are we saying dick too much in this video?
I hope not.
Should we try not to say dick anymore?
Words. Yeah. He's the intro where he does on the mic for Gunther. It's so good, and you dislike him, but again, it's another one where you really like him. I think lovely, lovely, lovely. Is he better than Damian Priest?
I don't think so as a heel.
Currently, no, but again, the potential is there. He's got a bit more longevity, I feel.
Yeah, and just in terms of Giovanni Vinci, in terms of Imperium, he is a couple of stages ahead, as this tier list describes there. And then we have Gunther. This is an interesting one because you would think as a heel, he is just a monstrous arse-kicking machine.
Yes.
You would go straight in the best. But is the crowd receptions he gets from time to time going to weigh him down a bit? Because he gets cheered a hell of a lot for a heel.
He does get cheered quite a bit, but again, as an overall package, I think he is in the best.
Let's put him in the best.
Heel.
It's not even stupid to put him in there, is it?
No,
we know he gets cheered a bit, but he is Gunther.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the Imperium team can work, I think, as a face as well, just in case of they're really good at the wrestling, and we like them for that, but they're not very nice.
Yeah,
and I think it works here. Gunther, his character is the perfect heel. He's just big, bad, doesn't speak too much.
But when he does, though, I think he's defied belief when he does speak. Like the authority he has in his voice when he does cut the promos about the mat being sacred and people mocking the great sport of professional wrestling stuff. I think he fits the role perfectly.
It's a very effective character.
And especially when people used to say he can't cut a promo. But Matt people are like, well, that doesn't matter, pal, because he can chop people in the chest like there's no tomorrow.
He can cut a promo.
How are you doing, pal? He's fantastic. Now we move on to Jordan Jordan Devlin there. JD Don't McGoogle Me to give him his full title. I don't think he's convincing at all. We've got the NXT JD McDonald Google Me, who is this sort of like, I always compare him to the human centipede scientist who would tie them all together. Like, ooh, I hang upside down in my spare time, aren't I? Creepy and all that sort of stuff. But on Monday Night Raw, we've just seen, as we're sat here right now, him attack Dolph Ziggler, where he didn't look very menacing at all. He just sort of threw Dolph Ziggler into the announcer's table, then into the stairs, and just sort of went like that a couple of times. Didn't look very convincing at all as a heel. So, of course, there's more to come from JD McDonald Google Me on Monday Night Raw. Where do we put him? Do we go for the NXT one, or do we go for the Raw one?
I mean, considering we've gone for the Raw one for Giovanni Vinci, I think it's only fair we go for the Raw one here as well. And I think, for me, get in the bin, but we've not seen enough of him just yet. He's got quite a punchable face.
Yeah.
And that adds to it. But I just don't think that he's done enough to really establish himself as a good heel or a bad heel. So it's got to be get in the bin.
Shall we go just above the bin, just because we have so little to go off?
Yeah, but also at the same time, he's so close to just like we've got nothing to go off. Like,
yeah, but
he's not made his way out the bin yet.
We could. By the time this goes live, he could be a Judgment Day member.
Shall we like
just cover our asses a bit?
Oh, he was really good when he made his Judgment Day.
Yeah, we saw that one promo with Finn Balor where Finn Balor was sort of lurking in the shadows while JD was talking. Yeah. So we assume he's going to go in the Judgment Day eventually.
Yeah, he might work in that actually. I think that could actually boost him. But right now,
he wasn't the worst in that attack against Ziggler. He just wasn't very convincing for me as a heel. Yeah. Like, they're going for the psychotic heel who was like bloodthirsty, all that sort of stuff. And he just went, off the ring steps, off the announcer's table, and that was it. Yeah, it wasn't quite brutal. Then we have big old baldy Baron Corbin. I don't know why I said that. There we go. Big old baldy Baron Corbin. How good is he as a heel? I guess it comes down to where you put your barometer on the old, is it go away heat, that thing we hear about in the wrestling, or is it genuine booze he's getting?
I actually really like Baron Corbin.
I like Baron Corbin.
I think he's a really strong member of the roster. I think as a heel, he's fun to watch. He gets the job done. He's not a guy going out there to pop the crowd. Like, as a heel, he is being a heel. He's doing what Austin Theory's not successful at.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing it much better. And I think Baron Corbin doesn't get enough respect. So I think, for me, it's above Austin Theory in all right.
In all right? I would go lovely, lovely.
See, I would think that, but he's just not done anything recently enough to sort of justify him as a heel act, because he can flip that character to be a face if he goes back to the bum Corbin.
The bum-ass Corbin.
Yeah.
But to go back to that point there, I think recently the fact that his storyline has literally been he can go no deeper and everyone's just laughing at him or don't give a crap about him being there. I think that shows how effective he is as a heel. Because no matter how little they do the little segments where he's about to do an interview and something else happens and everyone just goes, Corbin, who cares? And they walk away. Everyone's still laughing at them, aren't they? No one's going,
true.
Oh, the poor guy's getting no TV time here.
It's true, yeah. Is he lovely, lovely, lovely bottom of...
I would say he's better than Ludwig Kaiser as a heel.
You think?
Yeah. I think he's obviously...
I suppose he's got the longevity factor and he's done numerous different characters as a heel. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Does he get the boost for the right reasons as much as he Damian Priest? I don't think so, so that's why we can't put him above Damian Priest.
But he's getting the right booze. He's not... People, even if they're not wanting to see him, he's still like... He's doing his job.
He's doing his job. He's being hated.
Yeah.
It's Baron Corbin.
Great Instagram, so I'd put him in the face.
Oh, he loves meat. He loves his dogs. Fantastic. And then we get to Karrion Kross. He's Kross. He's Karrion Kross. I think he's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's not really his fault. I think the booking is absolutely woeful, which was sort of the tippy top of the bad booking for me was, a day before AJ Styles has the vacant title match in Saudi Arabia. Karrion Kross gets put in a match with AJ Styles. Well, there can be only one winner. Yeah. And Karrion Kross called out AJ Styles for that match that he has to lose because AJ Styles has that match in Saudi Arabia the next night. So it's not all Karrion Kross's fault. But the presentation, I think, is nice with the cards and whatnot. And he's making up reasons to hate people because it says it on the cards and whatnot. But then when he goes on to lose to Rey Mysterio after saying that Rey Mysterio is a knackered old horse who needs to be turned into glue, whatever that storyline was, and Rey Mysterio literally ran rings around him. The stuff with AJ Styles, he calls out AJ Styles, he calls out Shinsuke Nakamura, gets beat by Nakamura. There's only so much you can do when you are put in that sort of situation. So I think we need to temper our judgment here a bit.
He's been put in really bad bookings, but it's another case of I don't really believe him as a heel character. Like, I don't... all the motivations as a heel, I don't really buy into. Like the tarot cards and stuff like that.
Scarlett's got Romanian blood inside of her.
It's just not engaging as a heel. Like, I just find him, he's a bit boring, and again, it's not really his fault, but his in-ring style doesn't blend with me. It's not something that I'm looking to watch.
All the shoot throws and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just a bit boring for me compared to this character and what it could be. And I think that's the issue, is we've seen there is potential there for something. They're just not capitalizing on it. It's just about bearable.
Oh, I was going to say, like, all right, but I'll go just about the top of bearable.
Because there is bits and there's moments in there that is like, yeah, that's good, but otherwise, it's kind of go away heat from some people. For me, it kind of is.
Oh.
I'm just like, I just don't. I see AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. I'm not thinking great. I'm thinking,
scathing. I would like to see Karrion Kross, like, with this presentation with Scarlett and whatnot on the cards, and they're calling people out because of what's on the cards, with a win at the end of it as well, as he should be doing. If he's instigating fights, he should be winning more than not.
Or just
otherwise he's just naff, isn't he?
Don't put him in rivalries with folk that need the wins. Just have him build up the card a little bit.
I could challenge Tyson Fury to a boxing match because I whip out a card and I see the Joker on there. Take that,
there you go.
Tyson Fury. But I'd get me head like just battered in, wouldn't I?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You could dodge and dip the
No, I
punches.
couldn't. Fraser will move on. I'm going to put the next two in the bin straight away because they are too entertaining to be heels.
Yeah.
Massey and Mansoor, what they have to do to get on the weekly shows, I've got no idea, because their work on the interwebs is absolutely fantastic. If you've not seen it on the YouTube channel and on WWE.com, take time out your day to go and watch their stuff. It's absolutely fantastic.
Really, really good fun.
But they're crap heels, aren't they? Yeah. Because they're so likeable.
People want to cheer them, and they're just... I feel like we will get to see them as faces at some point soon.
You'd hope so.
Because it's like, how long are you going to keep them as this and try and get them booed when clearly they're having fun, we're having fun, it's kind of an in-joke. Just have them as face.
And that's the overriding thing. You can't hate them because they are clearly just two pals having fun at work, and that's what you like to see, isn't it, Fraser?
Oh, yes.
Isn't it, Fraser? Yeah. Omos.
I think about 3 months ago, if you'd asked me where Omos goes, I would have put just about bearable. But I think he's all right. I think he's all right just now. I think he's better than Austin Theory.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because
He's got a bit of the solo SIKOA in the fact that he doesn't do much. He just sort of stands there and goes, ah!
Yeah, he doesn't do much, but his pay-per-view matches or premium live event matches have been really good. Like, I've actually enjoyed them. And
I enjoyed the Lesnar one.
The Lesnar one, the Seth one was really good at Backlash.
Yeah, I guess
I thought that was a really, really fun match. It really showcased what he can do, but hid his limitations. As a big, tall, scary heel, I think he's doing his job actually quite well. Considering 4 or 5 months ago, I don't think I would have said that.
And I guess it is a quite limited role that he's got. Is the dread that overcomes you when you see Omos in a big match, is that to be playing is that a heel thing, or is that just like a go-away thing?
It's a go-away thing, but I think over time that's going to change.
He's such a lovely fella. I watched an interview with him, I forget who it was with, just talking about his upbringing and the issues he had with his head growing up and stuff like that. It's just, he's such a likeable fella. He's all right.
He got married the other day.
He did. Congratulations to Omos. Now we have Dakota Kai, of course, part of Damage Control. She's the weird one of the three.
Yeah.
I guess is the way to categorise her, because she does the old little Buzz Lightyear pose. She's got the weird mannerisms, walking down the ring like she's talking to somebody. She hasn't got the bona fide pretend friend that she had when she was in her closing days in NXT back in the day, which was a little bit naff, I thought. But now she's toned it down a bit in terms of the weird, imaginary friend stuff. She's all right as a heel, I think. Mm-hmm. She's likeable as well, I think, just by the way she wrestles. Yeah,
that's the thing is her wrestling is quite face style. I think she's all right. I think that's the tier she goes in. She's not done anything massive as a heel that makes her stand out. But also at the same time, if you turned her face like that this week,
it'd be easy.
It'd be super easy.
I think it'd be easy for all three members of Damage Control. Yeah. Maybe not Bayley, because she's had like a couple of years, solid years now of being a heel.
If you do it in the UK, instant face.
Oh, of course it is. Hey Bayley, are you going to be my girl? That's how the chant goes.
Well, that happens at Money in the Bank.
Logan Paul, straight the best. I hate seeing him there, and that's the job he's there to do.
Yeah, but also love seeing him. I'm like he's such a talent. But yeah, he is doing his job perfectly.
It's amazing that it's not amazing that he wanted to be a face. It's amazing that the company thought he could be a face, considering wrestling fans are who we are, aren't we? We hate people like Logan Paul.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on what city in America you go to, but he is one of the most hateable people in the entire WWE.
He's detestable, isn't he?
And it's so good.
And it's part to do with the fact he is good at apparently everything he tries to do. You know, you can say what you want about the boxing matches, but it's clear that him and his brother have a bit of boxing talent, don't they?
Yeah.
The wrestling, he obviously steals shows when he's on the cards, no matter how many rehearsals he has to do before these matches. I lost a little bit of respect from, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
When I heard he goes through the matches step by step with Shawn Michaels for like a month or whatever. But again, you've got to pull it off, haven't you?
You've got to, and if he can still do it, you don't mock someone on the West End for rehearsing their play, and he's doing the same job here.
But this is a shoot fight, Fraser.
Oh yeah, hitting the shoot, frog splash.
And that entrance at WrestleMania as well, he's coming down the zip line. I just wanted to punch the guy in the head. Then we have Pretty Deadly. I'm getting shades of Marseille and Mansoir for this one. I love Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, I think I want to have them higher up as heels, but they're so likeable and sort of enjoyable to watch.
We'll go bearable because they do have some good quality. When they're doing the matches and that might be the difference from Marseille and Mansoir, the fact they actually have matches, They actually have matches on TV where they cheat in very, very good ways. We've seen 2 matches. Again, we're sat here on June the 6th of 2023. 2 televised matches so far and 2 cheating wins using very good tactics by Pretty Deadly, pulling the ring apron over Elton Prince's head when Kit Wilson was taking the beating, just a bit of twin magic there, stuff like that. It's been very good to see, but I think that's the thing that brings them a little bit closer to being a very good heel. It's just the fact that they've cheated in matches.
Their whole heel thing is comedy.
Yeah.
And they're doing it perfectly.
And they're very entertaining.
And they're very entertaining at it. So I think even, as I know we're saying like, they're so close to being like faces and cheered, I think they actually deserve to go higher because they're doing the role that they're in.
Go on then.
Perfectly. I think it's in...
Go on then.
Yeah, go for it. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
They are very good, but also very entertaining.
Yeah.
We're massive, massive hypocrites here on the tier list. And then we have Lacey Evans. Now, this is an interesting one, because for me, it's completely just go away, I cannot be arsed with you. That sort of heat. Not the fact that what she's doing in the ring is making her detestable. If anything, it's what she does outside the ring when she's not on TV that makes her detestable.
She brings that heat onto the TV show.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I don't think she's does anything stand out, really. As a heel, it is a case of I can't be arsed.
Bearable.
Yeah.
In that tier there. Again, it might be a case of the fact she's had that many incarnations of the same gimmick now. That
they've seen Rins repeat them,
I don't know what they're doing. Sometimes, remember that time when she was getting built up as a baby face, then she was a face for 1 week, then she was a heel on Raw the next week, then back on SmackDown she was a face, then back to being a heel. She can't get going. What that's down to, I've got no idea, but I don't get it personally.
It doesn't work for me.
I did get the sassy Southern Belle when she was going to old people's home, like showing a bit of a leg, going, ha ha, look what you can't have, old prick. I like that sort of behaviour.
That was funny.
That was funny, but I don't think that was part of the show. That was a bit of social media stuff she was doing. I can't get going with her. Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. Where'd you put this one?
I think he's in Lovely, Lovely, Lovely along with Damian Priest. I think he's more effective than Priest for me, but I think Priest has more potential to go further because, again, Finn's also more... just a bit more likeable.
Oh, I think the little things he does in between the moves are like the wrong side of likeable, but the good thing for a heel to do.
That's
he
what
comes
I mean,
across as a really cocky arse.
But I'm like, I like that about him because it fits. Yeah, so you're spot on there. He's a cocky arse, but I like him.
Yeah.
So I don't know
because he is a cocky arse. Yeah.
Is he above Damian Priest or below Damian Priest?
Oh, we're doing that, are we?
Yeah. Where do we put? I'm unsure, but
I'll go if a little bit better. I mean, I think he's better. I think Damian Priest is a better heel than Solo SIKOA personally, but we'll keep him there.
Yeah, no, I agree there.
Oh.
Feel free to move them. I think Judgment Day, and I think it's also down to Rhea and Dom as well, but since Finn came in at the group, they've become so much better as heels, all of them. And I think part of Dom, who we might get to soon, is because of Finn.
Yeah. And I just think Finn as a heel is just way more captivating as a babyface. He was Mr. Nothing.
He was just smiley man.
Yeah, just smiley man. It was just a bit nothing. Now we move on to one of the Karens, Sonya Deville. I think she is very effective as a heel.
Also massively underused as a heel.
Yes, yes.
I don't know where to put her in this
just
one.
because of how underused she is, but, I think she does get booed every single time her and might as well do Chelsea Green as well.
Pop Chelsea in the same bracket.
I think Chelsea Green's a bit of a different heel to Sonya. I think Chelsea pulls off the Karen stuff a little bit better than Sonya, who's a bit more serious than Chelsea is. But I think they're both very effective as a tag team. They're very entertaining when they're on screen together. The little shenanigans they get up to, like pretending that they hadn't had lots of tag team championship shots when there was Adam Pearce going like, "Oh, you had loads on the live event this weekend," but no one saw those. They don't count. Didn't appear on TV. me, so they don't count. But I think they're both very effective. And maybe I would go a step above for Chelsea Green, or as the ring announcer calls her, Chelsea Green.
But that really adds to making her more unlikable. She's fitting the role perfectly. She's doing exactly what she needs to be doing to get the heat, and it's not go away heat. I'm actually she's a heel, and it works. So yeah, lovely for Chelsea, and I think above.
Oh yeah, I think above Dakota, definitely.
Dakota,
and I think above Theory as well. I believe Sonya to be more of a dick than Theory is.
Yes,
I've used that word again.
I believe that.
Been a naughty boy. Now we move on to Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler. All the S's. We might as well do Ronda Rousey at the same time here. Or is one sticking out above the other for you as a heel?
I think they're pretty even footing. I prefer to watch Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
And I think she's much more, I believe her as a badass. Over Ronda.
Over Ronda Rousey.
Who's actually, done quite well in the UFC. But Shayna looks more terrifying. Like if you walk down to the ring and you're facing one of them, I'd be more worried about Shayna because she looks like a heel.
Interesting. It's the other one's Ronda Rousey.
The other one is Ronda Rousey, but I'm
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah. She's weak though, isn't it? She loses in a fight.
That's his opinion, not mine.
She lost in the UFC. So Shayna, I think, is a better heel than her, but I think they're both on the all right tier at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. If we were sat here in 2019, 2018 with Shayna Baszler, I think it would be straight up to the very best. Yeah. I think her style was so different in NXT way back in the day, the black and gold days of NXT, that she was in the best tier as a heel. Ronda Rousey is nothing at the moment, in my opinion. She doesn't seem arsed when she's cutting promos. She even dropped a D's Nuts reference on a recent Raw. I saw when they was it Raw when they won the tag team titles last week? Yeah, when they done that, the D's Nuts thing. It's just like she doesn't give a toss what she's saying. I think all right for us. We're sat here in 2023 is perfectly okay. The Miz.
Miz is one of my all-time favourites in WWE. As a heel, he's had some ups and downs. I think currently, I think he's in all right currently.
Because he gets cheered a fair bit as well now.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's been for me in the best at one point.
We'll put him above Theory.
And he's been in getting the bin at some point.
We'll put those two above Theory as well.
Yeah.
In there.
Again, he's doing kind of what Theory is meant to be doing.
Yeah.
But he's doing it much better, and The Miz hardly wrestles now.
And I think it is just down to tenure, isn't it? The fact that people realise, oh God, this guy has been good for way longer than we maybe gave him credit for, just because it was fashionable back in the day to hate The Miz, wasn't it, when he was getting his world title reigns and whatnot?
Yeah.
But the longer it goes on, the more you appreciate what he does in the ring. And yeah, he is very good at doing the heel stuff. Like he's one of those wrestlers who could lose 100 matches in a row and you'd still want to see him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think he's perfect and all right.
Grayson Waller. Now, main roster Grayson Waller is quite different to NXT Grayson Waller. So let's forget about NXT Grayson Waller. So far on the main roster, we've seen 2 additions. As again, June the 6th, 2023. 2 additions of the Grayson Waller effect. And on both occasions, Grayson Waller has been interviewing a heel, I think. And on both occasions, he's been having to disagree with the heel. Well, no, he's had 2 baby faces. Sorry, he's had Styles and who was the last one? Asuka. So he's had a heel and a face. And on both occasions, he just asked questions instead of being a dick. He's asked questions as an interviewer rather than trying to get himself more not
making him get over.
Yeah,
that's what the Grayson Waller effect was in NXT, and it should be on the main roster, but it's just not it's not clicked so far. And I don't know whether that's the main roster just don't get what it's meant to be. But in currently. And I see you've put him in just about bearable. I think you're spot on there. There's a lot of potential for him to skyrocket. And we know that when the draft happened, there was the reports of the internal listings and he was on the top heels for SmackDown. So clearly, there's something there and they view him as a heel, but he's not quite hit his stride yet. Yeah, it's down to the material they're giving him at the moment. Like, it could be there's so much more, but it just isn't at the moment. And that's just down to the writing he's being given. Give him more juicy questions to ask people, for goodness sake. Anyway, then we go on to Asuka. It's a weird one to put again, because the pop when she won the title in Saudi Arabia was absolutely deafening. Not in a heel way. People went radio rental just because. Asuka.
But and again, how much is that down to them just seeing the title change in one of their shows? I don't know how much that played into it or anything like that.
Bianca's been booed recently on certain shows.
She's cool, isn't she, Asuka? Yeah. Especially now with the gnarly face paint. We all know how good she is as a wrestler. As a heel?
As a heel, I think
Bin, you know?
Yeah, because we want to cheer her.
Yeah.
And a lot of her stuff has just not been clicking as a heel. It's been sort of verging on just Asuka. And it's not really got a designation of heel or face.
Yeah.
I think a lot of her actions, it's just that's the character.
Yeah, and I think the mist stuff she uses very well indeed, like with in interviews and whatnot, like we saw with Grayson Waller, just let it drip down her face and looking absolutely mental. I think, getting the bin as a heel, that's no disrespect to her as a heel, just that we appreciate her and like her very much.
She works best as a tweener.
As a tweener, he's nailed it in one. Jimmy Uso, James Uso. It's a weird time to be doing this one because the big turn has just happened. We are thinking they are quite facey at the moment, but not quite all the way facey.
Yeah, they're kind of at the middle ground. They're sort of, I guess we'll find out on SmackDown or whatever show they next appear on. But I think, for me, Jimmy is not as good as a heel as Jay. I think they're better than Solo. And again, the longevity and the tenure is also there that sort of helps with that. I'm lovely, 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 but below the Judgment Day, because right now, even for the past month, they've been more like get cheered.
Yeah, I think Jey Uso is a fantastic babyface already. I think the emotion he conveys through his face after he's been in this abusive relationship with Roman Reigns. The fact he is how he is, he's like I compared him to Tweak out South Park in a recent video. I think he's fratastic as a babyface, which then brings him down, in my opinion, as a heel. So we're gonna have to compromise here, Fraser.
I think okay, let's put him in all right.
We'll put him in all right. Because, somewhere.
Yeah, as soon as main event Jay turns on him.
He can be fantastic as a heel, but currently I think he sells the turmoil inside of his head, the voices inside of his head very well indeed. And you can feel how conflicted he is in the certain, the plot points of the storyline we've seen with Roman Reigns because of what Roman's done to him.
When he turns on Roman, the pop is going to be insane.
Oh, it's going to be massive.
And he'll be ready-made as a top face. And he'll be in the best.
He will be in the best. Would you say the same about Jimmy Uso? I know he got a massive pop for the reaction, but I think that was just because something bad was finally happening to Roman Reigns after so long.
It's the first super kick.
Well, apart from Sami Zayn, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be as effective as a face. And I just think it's because the story started with Jay, and I think you did a video on it actually where it should end with Jay. Yeah. And I think that's the right move. Jimmy is just a really, really great piece of this whole puzzle, but Jay's the guy.
Trish Stratus.
Ooh.
Trish Stratus, Matthew brought me around to her on a recent Cultaholic Wrestling podcast because I was very much of the opinion that she sounds too nice to be a heel.
Okay.
But then Matthew was like, yeah, but what she says is really effective. Like the softly spoken voice and what she was saying, it does really work in a really condescending way.
Okay, yeah,
if that makes any sense.
I think she's in, for me, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
I think she's done a really good job of getting...
I'll go around here, you know.
Ooh, she's done a great job of getting the fans to boo her. But what I did find weird was at the press conference before Night of Champions, she's coming out and she's, I love you, you're all my people, I love you so much.
That's what I mean, condescending.
But it's, it was at first, it's like, oh, she's not doing a great job here, but no. That's great heel work from her, and it fits. And I can't wait to see where the story goes with Becky and her match at SummerSlam. I'm torn though who's going to get booed and cheered in that one, because I think people will really appreciate seeing Trish.
But I think she's turning people slowly. I think the more she's being condescending, the more she's growing this whole thank you Trish thing on Raw, going with the voice that she has. I think it is a package. It just works. Because what she's saying is technically true, the fact that she did a lot for women's wrestling, but her taking credit for all of it, it's just wrong. And I hope Becky Lynch smashes her face in. Yeah, go on, Becky. We might as well do Zoe Stark while we're here now. Zoe Stark arriving on Monday Night Raw in terms of a character is streets ahead of what she was in NXT. In NXT, she was quite bland. She couldn't really cut a promo. She's arrived on Raw and she's been put with, obviously, Trish Stratus now, but initially going up against like Nikki Cross, going, Nikki Cross, you're strange. Nikki Cross, I'm just better than you. I'm fantastic. Look at these 450s I can do in my sleep. It's been fantastic mic work, I think, from Zoe Stark. But with Trish Stratus as well, getting the rub off of obviously a legend like that, I think it's a package that works. But for Zoe, just because we've seen so little, I'm tempted to go all right.
I think that's fair.
Because what we have seen so far has been great.
It's been good, and there's a lot more potential to and I think she could be one of the top heel acts if the rub works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what she does though.
Yeah, she can't cut a promo. We didn't think she could in NXT because she was really boring, but now she can. Brock Lesnar.
It's another one where it's like it flips on a dime where he could be really, really over as a face. He's still kind of the same cowboy Brock. He just doesn't like Cody.
He's just fighting America's hero. Sorry.
He's just a big bear from Saskatchewan, and I think as a heel, it depends on what city he's in. It really does, or what character, like if he's against Cody or not. So I think he's, for me, just about bearable
as a heel.
Because because when he's a heel, he's like the best. But again, it can flip.
I take you back to that scene after Puerto Rico where he had the black and blue face and he was cutting the promo about his face and how scary that was and how much he was getting booed on the night. Is
he, like, currently, in his current run, is he the best as a heel and the best as a face as well?
Potentially, yeah, because when he came out as the happy cowboy around, WrestleMania last year and whatnot, it was,
Do we put him in the best? Because as a heel, he is doing some great heel work.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Brock Lesnar in the best. I think his character work's come on leaps and bounds.
But literally, he could flip and be a face. And
say that, he's just being Brock Lesnar, and he's just going up against different people.
And it depends who he's up against, and he's exactly how Brock Lesnar should be booked.
And he never gets cheered. Yeah, he's in the best. He's got to be in the best. We've convinced ourselves there.
Yeah.
And speaking of the best, and we'll work out who is the best of the best at the end of the video. Let's just go straight in there. The loudest boos you will hear in all of American professional wrestling.
Yeah, the only other person that can rival it is really Don Callis.
Don Callis,
Dynamite. And even at that, I think Dom is doing, for someone so young in their career, someone who we thought would never really work as a heel because he didn't really have as much character as a face. He has come on leaps and bounds. He is one of the best heels in the entire business.
He is getting a lot better. Like, for a long time, I don't think he didn't even have to try, just because of the fact he was going up against his dad, who was, the universal babyface of all times. But the more time's going on, the more he's getting that relationship. Not the actual relationship, kissy and whatnot, but like the actual on-screen camaraderie with Rhea Ripley, especially. I think he's getting better and better at the little things, as AJ Styles once upon said.
He's just wrestling as a heel. He's got a face style like Giovanni Vinci, but he's doing it in a way that it's picking up the little mannerisms from Finn Balor, where he's an arsehole.
And he's been a massive chicken poo at times as well, just hiding behind his mammy.
Yeah.
Not his real mammy.
He is one of the best.
M-I-M-I. M-A-M-I. I'm not awake today. Then we end things with Roman Reigns. This will be an interesting one because we the ones. I'm sure it's got to be one of the top selling t-shirts.
Yeah.
It's where do we go? He does get booed. I think people, there is a large section of the fan base who are sick of seeing him as champion, which I guess works in his favour. Or is that again, the different strand of the we're sick of seeing you heat?
No, I think he's definitively in the best. I think someone who's had a run for this.
Oops!
Oh no!
Dropped him there. Oh.
For someone who's had the heat that he's had for this entire run, and he's someone who we never thought we knew would work as a heel, but we thought would never be turned heel. It's some of the best heel work in the entire business. Although he gets cheered, it's like moments like when Drew lost in Cardiff. That's the heel work, the boos. When Cody lost at WrestleMania, that's when Reigns is over as a heel. He's cool. People like to, when it says acknowledge me and everyone puts the fingers up. He's the best heel. He's one of the best heels.
During the matches as well, where he's trash talking to folk, like nobody else does that as much as he does in his big matches, and it just makes you hate him even more. And making me feel more sorry for the baby face, which is probably the most important thing that he's facing at the time. And it's the little stuff with the Usos on this long ride. Like, obviously the Usos aren't baby faces, bona fidely speaking, as we're sat here now. But when he's like, what was it? It was like, oh, we're so sorry we couldn't have you come with us to Saudi Arabia, but you can come with us next week when you can celebrate my 1,000-day championship reign, and you can kiss my arse. Then obviously the Usos defied that, but at the time you're thinking, oh, you arse.
It's the mental torment he inflicts on the Usos and Sami Zayn as well. Like, without a great heel, you can't really have a great face.
Yeah.
And he solidified Sami in that upper echelon of talents.
Yeah, buddy, right. So we've reached the end of our tier list. I think the bottom tier, we'll just sort the tiers out now. Getting the bit, I think everyone in there is okay just because they are too likeable to be booed that much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Karrion Kross, Giovanni Vinci, JD McDonough, Google Me, Lacey Evans, Grayson Waller, all pretty much the same sort of thing there. Omos, Sonya Deville, Jey Uso, just because I think he is going to be the biggest babyface, and I think you do empathise with him a lot. What is he going
you've got
through?
A lot of sympathy for him.
Yeah, Sonya, Ronda, The Miz, Zoe Stark, Austin Theory, and Dakota Kai. Anyone going up there?
No one there for me that deserves to go up right now.
Then we've got lovely Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Solo, Jimmy Uso, Trish Stratus, Baron Corbin, Ludwig Kaiser, Pretty Deadly, and then Chelsea Green.
It's a great impression.
Anyone going up there?
Out of them currently, no. I think they're all where they should be.
And then we've got the best. Right. Is Bayley a better heel than Gunther?
No.
So Gunther goes to the top. Is Logan Paul a better heel than Gunther?
In certain things, yes. In certain things, no. I need to consult with you on this one.
No, this is all down to you. I'll leave it down to the guest, mate. I'll leave it down to the guest.
Yes, he is a better heel than him, but like as a wrestler,
this is about heels, Fraser, not wrestler.
So as a heel, he's more unlikable. Yes, he's a better heel.
Lesnar or Logan Paul?
Logan Paul.
Dom or Logan Paul?
He's getting more heat, so Dom.
Yeah. Thank God Logan Paul's not at the top. And then Roman Reigns or Dom? I mean, immediately I'm going to put Roman Reigns straight in there.
should be in number 2. But Dom should be number 1.
I think Dom should be number 1 as well. Everyone hates Dom.
That's insane, though, that Dom is the top heel by this ranking, this tier.
I'd love to wring his little neck. That's the fact. He's got a case of the Jeff Jarrett. I always thought back in the day that Jeff Jarrett, even when I was 9 years old, I could take down Jeff Jarrett. But he wasn't. He was WCW World Champion. I think Dom's got a bit of that, and the fact he's been up against Ray, and the fact he's got Rhea on his arm. He's the most hateable man in wrestling.
He really is, yeah.
What an arse. So there we go. We've worked out that here in June of 2023, Dominik Mysterio is the best heel in the WWE. And I don't think there's any shame in saying that.
No, there's not.
Look at the crowd reactions.
It's crazy that is what's established.
There you go. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Tell us how wrong we are. Je suis Gary YouTube from the Cultaholic Wrestling on the YouTube. He's been Fraser. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.